First of all, let me thank NDTV and all of you present here for this great honor. And I want to say I truly value this appreciation. But I also want to say that at the end of the day, we are all creatures of our times. And this is a good moment to be the External Affairs Minister of India. So a lot of the credit, I believe, should go to our times, to the country where it is today. And I want to share with you in a way why it is a good moment to be the EAM of the country. I think the first reason is very honestly the nature of the government of which I'm a member. As most of you know, I have worked all my life in governments, for many governments. So I've had an opportunity to assess them increasingly from close quarters. But today, when we have a Prime Minister with such a strong commitment to modernizing India, who's prepared to do the reforms we should, not just the reforms we must. And where really in the government there is that degree of energy and that sense of purpose. And I can tell you almost in a way every week when the cabinet meets, if you look at the decisions which are taken, the policy implications that they have, it's really an extraordinary period in our national life. And for me, it is a great privilege to participate in it because it is very much a team effort. It's a very integrated way of working. And I would say, again, as someone, who's in a way a kind of relatively a specialist in their domain, for me, this period has been a period of great learning as well. The second reason why it's a good time is actually because the external and the domestic, this dynamic has become much closer today than it has ever been before. Yesterday, I was attending a book release event, and one of the speakers said something which caught my attention. They said that when we started our economic reforms in 1992, 91, 92, we were a $250 billion economy with a trade of $40 billion. Today, we are a $4 trillion economy with a trade of $800 billion. So think about it. I'm throwing these numbers at you because it's a way of measuring how much more today we are dealing with the world, how much more the world matters to us, how much more we matter to the world. And this process, in many ways, I gave you a GDP and a trade number, but if you look at investments of Indians abroad, investments of foreigners in India, if you look at mobility, how many more of us travel abroad, how much more frequently we travel abroad, how many people work abroad, the fact that we have more than 1 million students abroad, the fact that we have 9 million people living and working in the Gulf, probably if you take, PIOs and NRIs, I think we are 33, 34 million people outside the country. So how much more today we are integrated with the world? But it's not just the physical integration. There's also today a connectedness. All of us, from the time we get up to the time we sleep, we pick up the phone, we look at the phone to see what's happening in the world. And the resulting awareness, the resulting sense of empathy or affinity or concern for something which is happening elsewhere, and understanding something happening somewhere can impact our lives. I think all of this today has actually profoundly changed the country, it has changed the society. And what it has done, in many ways, it has actually made foreign policy much more relevant to Indian society. So I could say in some ways, not as a personal testimonial, but as a description of the times today, that I have the privilege of being a foreign minister who can travel around India and find in the remotest parts of India an interest in foreign policy, which probably was not there even 5, 10 years ago.